Hey, welcome back to the 713 Houston Sportcast. I'm your host, Ruben Canville. I'm here with the special guest, Mr. Jordan. He is known on Twitter as Texan Thoughts. He is a writer for the Battle Red blog. All his content on Twitter is just him just going off of prospects. He's getting a bunch of fame. He's almost about to get famous, guys. Y'all look him up. I'm also here with Cody from JW Football Chalk. Y'all check out his channel. Once again, he talks football along with his other co-host, Cody, who was a Cowboys fan. But boys, we are here because in a couple days, William O'Brien is going to do the draft. This is his draft. Nobody else but him. So we're gonna try to help him out along the way. We're gonna give one player each that we think the Houston Texans should be looking at. We're gonna start with Mr. Jordan from Texans Thoughts. Who do you think the Houston Texans should take at number 40?
So one of my top guys is edge or linebacker Zach Bond from Wisconsin. I really like him at 40. I don't know if he's going to be there, but if he does fall there, I think he'd be a perfect fit for us. I think he can start day one. He could take over Brennan's role as our 3-4 linebacker. He can rush the passer. He has a wide array of pass rush moves. He's pretty athletic, but then he can also drop in coverage, which we've always lacked from our linebackers. He's really good at defending the run, so just all around, he's a really good prospect, and I think he'd be a slam dunk take at 40.
So does his injury, his injuries, he broke both his legs. Does that concern you at all?
It doesn't. I mean, so many of these prospects, everyone has injuries that they deal with. Those broken legs, because they're major injuries, I don't see them as something that's going to reoccur. I think those are kind of just fluke things. Whereas if you got a guy like Will Fuller, who just has all these soft tissue injuries, he's constantly having hamstring injuries week in, week out. That's something that you got to be concerned with. So no, it doesn't really concern me with Bond.
No, and just to me, Zach Bond is just an absolute beast. His play recognition is just crazy. If you see one of his highlights, he sees the screen as soon as the ball is slapped and just lights the poor running back up. I think Zach Bond will be very special, and the dude could get to the quarterback. But Cody from JW Football Talk, man, one player at 40 who you think the Houston Texans should be looking at?
So for everyone that watched our last video with talking about Delpit versus Jordan Taylor, obviously my top guy is Grandal Delpit. I think he is another guy who might not be there at 40. He might not be there at 40, but with all the tackling issues he has, which Jordan's going to do a whole breakdown on that tomorrow, so y'all check that out. But the tackling issues he has, he could drop to 40. I think he'd be a perfect fit for us along with Justin Reed in the backfield. He can play single high safety, cover the whole 1/3 of the field. And he's versatile. He can also come up. I don't know if I want him in the box predominantly, but he can come up and play that if he needs to. Also, LSU blitzed him a ton. So adding that aspect to the defense, just having him in your secondary with Justin Reed allows the rest of the secondary and all the blitz packages. It increases that tenfold. So that's got Delpit is a guy I absolutely want. Jordan, can I get your thoughts on that real quick?
Yeah, so for me, in this past year, our defense transitioned from, we used to play a lot of cover 4, and now we're kind of moving to a cover 1, cover 3, where we got that single high safety. And for me, that's the most important position in that type of defense. It's not a pass rusher, it's not a cornerback, it's that single high safety, because they clean up everyone else's mistakes. And Grandal Delpit, he's one of the best safeties I've seen in a while at doing that. He's a generational talent. If you look at the other free safeties, the single high safeties in the league right now, you really only got Earl Thomas. You got some other guys, maybe Justin Simmons from the Broncos, Anthony Harris from the Vikings that do it well. But Delpit's, he's generational, man. Even if you look at the recent safeties that have been coming out that have been really good, you got Derwin James, Jamal Adams, Minka Fitzpatrick. Those are all kind of more your box kind of hybrid guys. They're not really that true, deep, free safety guy. So I think Delpit's really generational at that. And like you said, everything else he brings, the versatility from the box, his tackling, it's a bit of an issue, but it's something he can clean up. Justin Reed, that was his biggest thing coming out of college. Everyone knocked him for his tackling. They didn't like that, but he was their best tackling DB the 2 years that he's been here. So he's cleaned that up real good. He's a hard worker. I'm sure Delpit's a hard worker too. He wore that number 7 at LSU. You love everything that brings too. So yeah, he'd be a great pick at 40 if he's there.
Jordan, you have Cody salivating at the mouth because for the past week, he's been trying to convince me and my other co-host, Kenneth, that Grandal Delpit is the guy. He is the man. So you guys say he is a generational talent. How well do you think he could be on this Houston Texas team? I'll start with you, Jordan.
What was
Like,
he gonna do on our team?
how will he affect this team?
Yeah, so he's like Cody said, a perfect fit with Justin Reed. I think he's better in the box around the line of scrimmage where he can showcase that tackling. And Delpit's going to take over that single high role from Gibson. They can move on from him, and he's going to be a real playmaker. Because if there's one thing is that maybe pass rush isn't that good, but there's one thing to make up from that is getting turnovers. And Delpit's going to be a guy who's going to get you 5+ turnovers every year. Maybe not in his rookie season. It may take him a little bit, but I think he's going to translate pretty quickly, in my opinion, and he can get you 5 picks a year for the rest of his career. So I think that's going to be a big thing. And Cody also mentioned it is his blitzing. I like us to blitz our DBs more. We don't know what Andrew's going to do. Apparently he's going to be a bit more aggressive. I would love for him to blitz our DBs more, and Delpit's great at that. He's great at getting that sack timing really well and disguising it. So I think he'd be great at that. He just brings a lot to our defense, and we'd really be creating a nice young secondary with him, Justin Reed, Conley. If you believe in Lonnie, we got Roby locked up now, so it'll be a really good secondary. And then obviously we just have to add to the D line, but Delpit will be a great start.
Cody.
So just everything he just said, I think people are really, really undervaluing the use of a legit single high free safety. Like Jordan said earlier, there's only a few in the league that can legit do it. I'm sure if you ask guys like Jamal Adams to maybe do it, he probably could at a decent enough level, right? But you're not going to ask a guy to come out of an elite position to go back and play something he might be good at. I hope that makes sense to y'all. But it's just the versatility. Adding him, I don't dislike Gibson. I like Gibson. I just think he's replaceable as a free safety. He's great against tight ends. I think Delpit can do it all, though. That it's too good to pass up at 40 if he's there.
So, moving forward to mine, I like Ross Blackley, defensive tackle out of TCU. I think this dude has tremendous potential for this Houston Texas team. He is a player that you could build around for their future, and that's something that we are going to need because the J.J. Watt era is coming to an end, whether we like it or not. Ross Blackley, he is a first-round talent if this draft didn't have, so many great wide receivers, but he commands the double team. If you leave him one-on-one, Ross Blackley is going to win. One thing about DJ Reader is that he was great great on stopping the run. Ross Blackley is phenomenal on stopping the run, and he could show that he could get to the QB. I think Ross Blackley changes his defense right off the bat, started from day one, moved Timmy Jernigan to the defensive end if we still happen to run a 3-4 defense. But Ross Blackley, he just excites me, man. He's huge, 300 pounds, man. So and he's nimble on his feet. You don't see a lot of guys his size being able to move around the line of scrimmage like he does. This draft we're paying attention to this draft a lot because right now, us Houston Texans fans, we don't see a good future. We don't see what billobrien has in mind. So this draft right here is a make or break it for the Texans fans, if I'm being completely honest. We don't want to see a wide receiver at 40. We don't want to see an offensive tackle at 40. We want to see defense. So, Jordan, are there any other sleepers, that we as fans and billobrien himself, if he decides to watch it, should be looking at?
Sleepers.
I mean, not really sleepers, but other players who, on our second, third pick or first, third pick.
Yeah, I guess it depends where we want to go with the first pick. Say we take a guy like Blacklock, then I'd want to go either secondary, maybe grab a corner, or I'd still grab an edge rusher. One of my guys at 90 is Meek Robertson, cornerback from Louisiana Tech. And the thing with him is he's a bit smaller. He's probably going to play the slot in the league. He's only 5'8", 187, something like that. But he's a dog, man. He plays with that physicality that I just love. He brings that fire. People compare him to the Honey Badger. I see a bit of that with how aggressive he is with tackling, and he's a playmaker, man. He's got such good instincts in zone and man coverage. He's going to take the ball away. He had ridiculous production in college. So, yeah, he definitely one of my favorite guys. I think the thing with him is, like I said, you're going to play him in the slot, and we have Roby right now. Billobrien's saying that he wants Roby in the slot, Conley and Lonnie on the outside. But if one of those guys, if Conley or Lonnie doesn't play well, or if they get hurt, then you can just move Roby back onto the outside. Let me sit there day one in the slot and be a difference maker. So he'd be one of my guys or one of our later picks.
Well, there you have it, guys. All three of us have given you a lot of good picks that we think. Yes, Cody?
Real quick, yes, I got to ask.
Oh, wait. Yeah, Joy, let me ask you this question, man. What do you think about the possibility of the Houston Texans drafting, say, Jonathan Taylor or J.K. Dobbins?
We're talking about that pick 40, I'm assuming?
At pick 40.
Here's my thing. If the David Johnson trade didn't happen, I'd be all for it because I see how running back can be a need. I see how it could be important. But the thing is that we've already invested so much capital into the running back position. We've sent a 3rd-round pick for Duke Johnson. We've sent DeAndre friggin' Hopkins for David Johnson. We've spent so much there in a position that running back, it's not as valuable anymore today. It's a passing league. And while, yeah, you still need running backs, but the Chiefs won the Super Bowl with Damian friggin' Williams. I'm pretty sure he went undrafted. So you can find those guys who can just do their job late in the draft. And it's more about the O-line and their run blocking that really sets things up for the running back. So I don't know. I love Jonathan Taylor. He's a really fun back. He would be honestly a good fit for our offense, but I just don't see it being worth it at 40, even if he does fall there.
Once again, you have Cody salivating at the mouth. But there you have it, guys. All of us gave you, some players that you should look at. Cody, this was fun. Jordan, hopefully we have you on again, bro, because you were absolutely fantastic, man. As always, guys, we're going to be honest with you. We're not going to give you fake, bogus rumors. As always, go Texans. Y'all have a blessed day.